Okay, so let's dive right in.
Sounds good.
We've got this story about Tilo the turtle,
Right.
and you know what? It's really fascinating. Like it really resonated with me when I first came across it,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking a lot of our listeners out there are probably going to feel the same way.
I think so, yeah.
Hmm.
It's very relatable.
So for those just tuning in, maybe this is your first deep dive with us. We're going to be talking about this story about Tilo.
Mm-hmm.
He's a turtle, and he's always worried about being late.
Yeah, always late for everything.
And, he enters this forest race,
Right. Right.
and guess what? He wins.
He does. He wins the whole thing.
Even though, turtles aren't exactly known for their speed,
Right.
right?
They're really known for their speed now.
So we're going to kind of unpack this story
Yep.
and really see what it can teach us about success, perseverance, and maybe dealing with some of our own shortcomings.
That's the plan.
So I guess like right off the bat,
Yeah.
it's like Tila's worry about always being late. It's like I feel like everyone's felt that at some point in their lives,
I
right?
know, absolutely. I mean, think about it. How many times have you felt behind at work? Or maybe you wanted to learn a new skill, but you just felt like you were too late to the game.
It's like that feeling of, ugh, everyone else is already doing it, and I'm just stuck here.
Exactly. And that's what makes Tilo's story so powerful. Because he shows us that it's never too late to start, no matter what.
Yeah.
And that this feeling of being behind, a lot of times it's just in our heads. It can
Mhm.
really hold us back, from actually going after what we want.
It's so true.
But Tilo, he doesn't let that stop him. He enters that race, even though he knows he's not the fastest.
Right, and I think that's a great point. Like we're so often told, "Got to be the first, got to be the fastest, got to be the best." Like, society just pushes that on us.
All the time. And it makes it so easy to feel like we're not good enough if we're not constantly ahead of everyone else.
Right, and that's where I think that wise old owl comes in.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. The owl in the story, he gives Tilo this amazing advice. He says, success isn't just about speed. It's about starting, persisting, and finishing in your own time.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, how powerful is that? It's like he's telling Tilo, hey, forget about everyone else. Just focus on your own journey.
It's like a permission slip to slow down and be okay with that.
Yeah, and to define success on your own terms, not based on some external standard.
Right, like your own finish line.
Exactly.
So then we get to the actual race itself.
Right. And it's amazing how all the other animals, they start off so strong.
They're zipping around.
Yeah, they're all about speed. Like the rabbit, he's way ahead of everyone.
He's thinking he's got it in the bag.
Exactly. But then he gets distracted. He takes a nap, thinks he has plenty of time.
Yeah, classic rabbit move.
And then there's the fox. He's running super fast, but then he spots a butterfly and just veers off course.
Yeah, got to chase that butterfly, right?
I mean, it's such a perfect metaphor for how easily we get distracted in life,
Yeah, and it's like we go after these quick wins or these shiny objects.
Exactly. Those shiny objects, they look tempting, but they pull us away from our goals.
They pull us off track, and then we never actually reach the finish line.
It's like we're so focused on instant gratification that we forget about the long game.
And Tilo, on the other hand, he's just slow and steady.
He just keeps going. Yeah.
He's not the fastest, but he doesn't let anything distract him.
He's got his eyes on the prize the whole time.
And I think that's like so powerful because it's like even when he's surrounded by all this chaos and everyone else is giving up, he just keeps going.
He persists.
And it's almost like a surprise, right?
It is.
When everyone else has given up or gone off course, and Teal is the only one left at the finish line.
And there he is.
And so I think it's such a great visual representation of what it really means to succeed in life.
It really is. It's not about being the fastest or the most talented. It's about staying focused, working hard, and not giving up, even when it's tough.
And you know what? It's like even starting later than everyone else, it doesn't mean you can't win.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's even an advantage,
But
right?
it can be. You can learn from other people's mistakes, and you can really take your time to figure out what you want and how to get there.
It's like sometimes the slow and steady approach lets you see things that other people miss.
That's right.
So like what can our listeners take away from this? Like what can they do?
Well, I think the biggest thing is don't let this idea of being late hold you back.
Yeah.
It's never too late to start going after what you want.
It's never too late.
Don't be afraid to be a little bit like Tilo, Embrace that slow and steady approach.
Yeah. Don't get caught up in trying to be the fastest or the best.
Just focus on your own journey. Find what you're passionate about and just keep going, even if you make mistakes along the way.
One step at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time.
And hey, if you fall down, just get back up and keep going.
That's it. And who knows, you might be surprised at what you can achieve. And, it's like that old saying, the journey is just as important as the destination, so try to enjoy the process.
Yeah, don't forget to enjoy it.
Have fun along the way, because that's what really makes it all worthwhile.
I think that's a great place to wrap things up. So, to all our listeners out there, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And, think about it. What's one thing you've been putting off because you thought it was too late?
That's a good question.
What would happen if you just took that first step today?
Who knows what you might discover?
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.